Good evening, dear friends. We are here with Deep Talks, a virtual stage of love and relationships. Sorry for being a little late. So, I believe that you all are tuned in to hear someone who's the author of Raksha Bandhan, a beautiful book, and I'm sure it is hitting many minds and many hearts. I'm so honored that she kept waiting for a long time to be here on Deep Talks. I'm so honored that a fan, a well wisher, an admirer, and a very bold woman is here on Deep Talks, and she would be representing Deep Talks virtual stage of love and relationships. I know the audience who has been watching the shows, I have all my heart, my love, and everything for you. So thanks a lot for tuning in, my dear viewers. And if you're watching us, do comment because we will come to know who all are watching and the ones who will be watching it later. My heart always says that you all have it in you to make it big enough. Like Nishtha Srivastava. Welcome, Nishtha, to Deep Talks.
Thank you so much, Gurleen. It's a very big pleasure. Trust me, I was waiting for this since long. And I'm so happy that I'm going to talk a lot. We are going to talk about a lot of things, discuss things, and make sure what we feel we are going to speak out our minds. So I'm very happy. Thank you so
Definitely.
much.
Definitely, it's an honor, my dear friend, and you are the biggest admirer of mine. I couldn't have thanked you enough to be here on the show. So, my viewers, who all are my fans, can always ping in at gurleenkhokhar@gmail.com and you will get a chance to be here on Deep Talks. So, the first question, Nishtha, would be love is a great feeling. So, what brings you to Deep Talks and opening up on the love angle as a facet? What is loved by everybody around this globe? People are talking about, oh, we are in love. Oh my God, the world is changing, it's transforming. So, what has made you come to Deep Talks? Because that's what I was waiting for. We two women to talk about love, lust, sex, and much more. So, here's your take, and here is your evening. So, you grab the opportunity and say whatever you want to say.
Sure, Gurleen. So I would really like to say when it comes to love, the first word love, it creates a lot of illusion in all our minds. So all of us have created certain things which we found traditional. When it's love, we are going to recall these things. But I feel there's a lot of things, lot of feelings that revolve around this word love. We don't speak things, we don't gather the courage to always talk about the feelings that are there in our hearts. But then people like you and me try to uncover, try to unshell those things that are here in our minds, here in our hearts. Why I wanted to always talk about love is people feel that love and relationships require a lot of things, lot of courage, lot of phrase. But I feel only thing that is required is you need not put any extra efforts to be in a relationship. It should come from your heart. You should feel like to be in there, to stay loyal, to be in that relationship and just enjoy it. So it should never, affect you in such a way that you need to mold yourself, you need to modify yourself. I always wanted to be here with you, wanted to talk about this to make sure that I can tell people around who are listening, the two of us, that love and relationships really don't require any efforts. They come from your heart.
I am so honored, Nishtha, that see, you can see me blushing, viewers. Now she is my biggest fan. I'm so happy to have her on Deep Talks, and what a busy day it was. But I am sure that when there are two hearts and minds conspiring for a change in the nation, there is nothing that can break us apart, and we are together. So, what would you actually conspire to wish for a change around you if given a chance, and why, Nishtha? What would you love to change in this modern world, which you would really want from your heart and mind to, just grab the opportunity and say, okay, yes, boss, I'm changing this rule or I'm changing this law? What would it be and why?
Gurleen, there's one thing that really makes me to think over it again and again is the people around us who judge things, who judge you the way you do. I'll tell you one instance. So when I wrote this book of mine, Raksha Bandhan, gradually I found people judging me out of that book. So they were like, I am the character. This is my story. I really feel that we writers, we authors, we speakers have a lot of us in within. And we try to come up with things that are there in everyone's mind around us. We are just the showstoppers who, do the curtain raiser thing. So I
Yes,
feel I want to change everyone's mind who think that whatever we speak is there just for us. We speak for everyone. We talk for everyone. So things that we discuss may sound a little weird to people, but at the end of the day, it is there with all of us. Guys, why don't we speak about it? And that's what I really like about this talk show is that we speak what we feel. So I want to change
very
this
right.
mentality of people around me. I mean, if they can just take a moment out of their lives, sit at the end of the day, feel and realize what are the things that go in their mind, but they don't like it to speak about it. When others speak, they discourage them, but then it
Yes,
is there with you also, right? So why don't we talk
yes,
about it? That is one thing I
yes.
really want to change in the world.
That is so wonderfully put forward by Nishtha Srivastava. The viewers who are watching us, there are certain taboos, there are certain restrictions, and when you are actually on a growth pattern of your life, what I, as a psychologist, prefer doing is that never look into the critical angles only with the negative viewpoint. Look into what you can do to rectify your faults, and never get into the snubbing part of it. Never point fingers at others, because when you are actually moving in for a new innovation, new discovery in life, you'll always feel that there is something that you are not aligned with others in society. So basically, you all are unique, you all are gifted, and you all have that seed of thought that can move you ahead in life. Maybe, who knows, you are catching the flight of wonders. So, as Nishtha did by writing Raksha Bandhan, I'm sure she has faced a lot of critical comments from people around. I too have faced a lot of, comments regarding the deep talks where she's talking, oh my God, about sex, lust, and all that stuff. But I truly feel that this is an honor. Being a defense officer's daughter, I feel it's the need of the hour, and it's related to the inner calling of my counseling services office, where I can impart that knowledge which others are not imparting, and maybe somewhere a soul smiles. So, what makes you write the story of Raksha Bandhan, Nishtha? If I would love to ask, because I've got the opportunity to address a fan of mine, I would love to know what inspired you to write this Raksha Bandhan book. And hearty congratulations to you for actually garnering a lot of love, praise, appreciation from people across the globe. And I'm sure that you are going to excel in whatever you do, because my blessings are there with you. So, what is the inspiration behind writing this book, Nishta?
Thank you so much for your blessings. First of all, I would like to say that. Now, moving on to Raksha Bandhan. Gurleen, the book Raksha Bandhan, as the name depicts, people might, take it in another section that it's a very sweet story about siblings. But then I usually talk about offbeat topics that are there but are not said. So Raksha Bandhan is one sort of story in this kind. This is a story about every woman, every girl who exists and has ever felt any sort of molestation, any sort of humiliation in her life. But then, what the tendency and what Indian society keeps us to vouch is forget it, ignore it. But that's not always what we should do, right? We should speak
Right.
about it. We should stand against it, because if we are keeping quiet, trust me, we are giving a hands on to the other person that, okay, you can continue. And this is what I
Very right.
felt. Raksha Bandhan is a story of a girl who has actually felt this life, but she never thought to share it with anyone. But Gurleen, while I wrote this book, I felt that I have done that part. I've shared this story to the entire world. Trust me, the first publisher I met asked me, are you going to write this in India? Do you think people will like it? And I was like, I don't want to think about it, man. Whether people like it or not, this is happening in the society. Then why should not we talk about it? Why should not we try to solve it? I am not sure how many people are going to learn from it, but I'm very sure the culprits sitting in the society who are doing such things will once feel that if a small story can embarrass, can change a life upside down, we need to talk about it. We need to think about it. So this is how I came up with Raksha Bandhan.
That is so wonderfully stated by you that you never stopped while people said something, whether it was your publisher, maybe friends, or someone who always felt that this thing, that idea would not sell. My dear viewers who are watching us, Nilima Mahal, good evening. She has said good evening to you and me. She is a greater fan again. She's coming after your episode, and I'm so sure that these are my true admirers, and I so wish that they always stay connected with me. There is Terence, and Terence, thank you so much for joining in. It is our pleasure to host this show for all of you so that you all watch us here what we actually want to represent in this nation. So, Nishtha, because it's all about fan, admiration, love. So, being my fan, what actually made you be my fan? I would love to know on this show because since you've been waiting so long, and I am thrilled to actually host you. So I'm at loss of words because I had so many meetings and I never wanted to cut short this episode. So I felt even if it starts late, I will host Nishtha Srivastava because she is one super amazing soul. So what actually inspired you to say that I am your admirer, or something that actually took your heart away when we met? Maybe virtually we connected. I would love to meet you physically as well, but then what actually inspired you to call me, at that status of strong woman? Because I always feel that you have always stated me as a bold woman. That's what I know from you. So I would love to know
Right.
from you, what do you think about me?
Gurleen, I kept this statement for the last, but I cannot control myself, so I wanted to speak it now. One thing which I would like to encompass in one sentence about you is live life Gurleen's way. So the way you live, the way you feel yourself, the way you love yourself, the way you follow your passion, things that you like, you stay committed to yourself. I feel we can rarely find people in the present era, rarely, I would really like to highlight this word rarely, who first find happiness in their own things. Because Gurleen, you can only find happiness with other people when you find happiness with yourself. So it's like
Very right.
when you are happy with yourself, I really admire when you do things that you love. And the best thing is you don't get filtered, you don't get modified with the influences or with the reactions of other people. You're just the way you are. So that is what we
Not at
all
all.
want, all should
Yeah.
do. That really
Yeah.
inspires me a lot about you. I really wish I stay that in my life forever. I'm learning a lot from you, and I hope I'll
Thanks a
keep
lot.
on learning.
Oh my God, I really need to, put you as a character in the book, which I am officially going to be on board this. I'm already on board an international project. So I am not going to disclose the name of the book right now because it's very, very, a secret thing, and that could be a surprise for everybody. But yes, I'm sure that when I'm connecting to foreign people across the globe, and people are admiring this show, and they're there and holding me strong when there are people talking against me, I feel that things should not fall down. I always feel people say they are falling in love. Was I never I never fell in love. I always fell in the ways of friendship, and I always feel that you are in love with your own self totally holistically, and then only you can offer friendship to anybody. And I think you have analyzed me truly very perfectly in one statement, in one sentence. So you hold a special place in my heart. So moving on, Nishtha, um, if we are talking about certain bold topics in society, do you think there are certain consequences attached to when we talk about love, lust, vulgarity, pornography, and all? What consequences do you face in this world if you actually talk to your friends about it boldly? Because I'm still sure that there are females who still snub, who still are there, who feel that this particular lady should not say something. If she's coming from such an elite background, she should not talk about certain things. So what are the consequences? Have you ever faced any of them? Can you share with our viewers that have you ever in life faced such things from people around you?
So it is very true. Again, I'll say in my book Raksha Bandhan, where I've tried to be out of filters. There was no filter in every line I wrote. So, Gulin, I felt that people try to say that you should not write this, you should not speak this. If this exists, just take your eyes off. This is right. This is a major consequence. But then this consequence is not long lasting, right? You can always not hide things. You can always not keep things apart if they are in pace. If suppose it was a world where these things never existed, but they are
True.
here. If right? If we talk about everything that exists, why not love? Why not lust? Why not relationships? Why not sex? We can talk about everything. And it's, I feel in India, people, families, they do not get education over this. I personally feel like shows of yours who, talk about such things so openly. One should hear every word that we talk. It is educating you. It is trying to, impart you with things that you know, but you are half known. It is better to, know it
Yeah,
well.
I have to add in here that I'm a woman on fire, boss. I think there is a lot of people who are watching this episode. I'm sure that this lady is not going to stop, even if a male comes and says, "Stop!" I'm not going to stop because this is life. This is energy, and this is something that carries on with the zest to live a better life. I think the youth and the child in you should never die, and that brings a smile even if you are sick, even if you're stuck up somewhere. I think that brings a little bit of romance in the relationship. I don't think so any man would come back home to a sad woman or a gloomy faced woman who's opening the door and cribbing about what happened in the whole day. Even if you have to actually do that way and you have to express yourself, I think I would be a 24 into 7 TV channel talking, 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 and then making my man feel okay, I've had it, and let's sit and discuss. So I always feel that if I am this way, then you should never change for someone. Someone should come in
Right.
your life and accept the way you are. And I feel that you too are a beautiful soul. You're walking this planet, and I am there with you on this journey. So the next question of mine is, Nisha, do you agree freedom in relationships doesn't stress couples and partners? If yes, why? I mean, there is a lot of psychological freedom, which I keep talking about in the episodes. Maybe if you've watched them, do you think psychological freedom is actually a healthy aspect to living a better relationship? Do you think freedom should be given to the partners in a relationship, whether they are living, extramarital, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, in the wedlock? So, what is your take on it?
I feel freedom is, the key of happiness. Freedom isn't not in terms like you are free to go anywhere, you're going to free to have more relationships at a time. But freedom is in to have your own space. When I am in a relationship, when any one of us in a relationship, it is very important to have your own space, the me time. Because at the end of the day, Gurleen, as you said, one can only be happy once, you can share happiness only when you are happy yourself. I feel freedom is that section which gives you wings to fly your way, keep your passion up, keep your things up. So maybe it is the day when I don't want to talk to my partner. I just want to be my way. I just want to be in my space. So that should always be respected. And once that is respected, the happiness feeling will come from within, and I'll open the door with a smile to welcome my man home. So that has to be there
Yes.
in a relationship always.
I would always open the door, my dear viewers, with a deep smooch. That would be me, totally me. Well, what is the reality of the media projecting things which are, not really covered in a very, very truthful manner? But these days they talk about things which are there, like what happened to Sushant, right? What the girlfriend did, or whatever happened. That's a very sad state. We lost a soul. So, what I really feel is that the media is doing a great job. It has pros and cons, both sides. But do you think that I truly feel that love is not projected very rightly and aptly on the media? People fear challenging the senior authorities. What is your take on it? What should media do to present such stories, which are real stories of life? I think if they reach the homes, the relationships will take a different outlook. Do you agree with me? I, as a psychologist, feel that there are a lot of pressures from politicians, from higher authorities, and the media channels. Media channels are all sold out. I'm sure the ones who are watching this episode, they know what the reality of our country is. So, apart from the elections going on, I totally agree on this, that there is fear of death, in life. I don't fear death. So, if we are doing something for the country, if we can contribute something, what is your take on that media's angle for the representation of love angle, on the media?
I would say, Gulleen, when it comes to love over media, of course, media is having a very powerful tool in their hands. They can bring changes, they can start a big campaign around the world, they can change things entirely in their own way. I think they are utilizing it well, but then they can utilize it real well, because what they show is always a learning to all of us. And experiences of other people help us to learn and improve, right? That happens always. If in case
Yeah,
we show the behind the stage, backstage story to us, which remains hidden, or is at times modified according to the demands of the viewers, that should not
very
actually
right.
happen, right?
Very
Like
right.
you and me are talking. I am being my way, you are being your way. We are not thinking whether our answers are really going to be appreciated by all. Maybe a few people won't like what we are talking, but then it is, we are actually at the end of the day talking about something, delivering something that we feel we have experienced and we want others to learn from us. So I feel they need
Very
to,
true.
remove this biased structure. They need to unshell this. Let's be raw. Raw is the a
Exactly.
word I love the most. So media needs to be raw more into love and relationships. They show the good parts of the relationship stuff. They show good stories, and then they also show the part when they are all ruined up, but they never talk about
Yeah,
the journey that was there in between.
very true.
Talk about it. Tell us the journey. Let's see what the journey was, and probably that will be one big change that media can bring in the world.
Exactly. So, what I have been noticing, these MTV Splitsville are happening, and all these, where the couples are dating in, the romantic angle coming in, they're playing games and everything. They're doing a great job, I'm sure, but they are things that need to be projected in the raw form, as you totally said. The things like, I have seen foreign channels, Temptation Island, which actually shows the couples wearing their own undergarments, and they're dating each other naked, right on the bed. They're asking questions to each other because they want to just clarify and be close to each other to know what their physical body is, and how they can mentally relate, and as well as they don't take sexuality as a taboo. They feel if it's working, it's working. If it's not working, it's not working. So I have been a big fan of that episode of Temptation Island, which I keep watching on TLC, or maybe I think it's on some other channel if I'm not wrong. Well, I feel that there are certain things in life you have to be practical about. If there are people who land up in toxic relations, they stay in it, and they curb that factor of, I would say, positivity inside them to actually outgrow that relationship. It spoils the whole thing. So these days, another thing which I'm noticing is a trend amongst ladies, the ones who are actually deficit of attention. They would go to any length to give money to take a crown on their head. Right? It's a
Right.
very big thing these days. It's a very big thing. I have been approached by many banners to be there because they feel that I'm beautiful, I have the brains, I can walk the ramp and wear that crown. Well, I never did that. I won many crowns in the army when I was married, and I had fun wearing them. And I felt that, being a mistress of spices, being the monsoon queen, being everything, I never left any title to anybody actually. But I feel truly that if I have to ever walk the ramp, why cannot it be because of my beauty and brains? Why have I to pay money to get that crown just to feel, oh my God, I've won a crown? I mean, actually, the deserving candidates are not actually on the stage. So, what is your take on
Right.
it? I mean, I totally felt that I should share this on my channel because I have been witnessing the trend. Yeah, there is one point that the homemakers who have never got a chance to feel that kind of a power and prestige, they have walked the ramps. So for them, it's good. For them, it's another aspect to relive their glories of the yesteryears. So, what's your take on it?
So I would say, the biggest failures comes when people like you, me, who are not ready to pay for this, stop ourselves. See, it is on us how we do it. We have all the platforms, we have all the potentials. No one is going to stop us. It is probably like we'll get late to achieve success, but then we don't need anyone else to give us a ramp. We can create our own ramp. We'll have a lot of positive souls around us, who will support us, motivate us in both highlights and lowlights. But we need to have that consistency in whatever we do. So I feel it goes gradually, it takes time, but then have that consistency. We should not look for anyone else to pave our path. Gurleen, it's quite funny. I hear a lot of female friends of mine taking and talking about things like, okay, after marriage, I'm expecting my husband to buy a car for me, an expensive house, a beautiful, life. What I feel on this is, why not me? Why not I'm going to do it for myself? Why I have to be dependent on anyone else to fulfill my dreams? So I feel it's your stake, it's your chance. How you make your world, how you follow your passion. Here, I would like to add one more thing. What I feel is, I at times meet a lot of girls, especially who talk like, I'm stuck in my 9 to 7 job. I don't like it, but it's the only way to earn money. But then I say,
Yeah.
if you like something, like I like writing, I am earning from it, boss. I'm having good
Yes.
money out of it. You should have the
Yes.
thirst towards the thing that you love. So I feel it's
True.
on you how you make it for yourself. Let's talk about you, Gurleen. You are doing something that you like. You are definitely making a change in the society, and you are doing amazing in it. So there's no other option who can lay a path for you. You can do it by yourself.
I'm sure that now, as I always dreamt of, that I'll be talking about my divorce, and my parents also. Initially, your parents say, do not talk about divorce. My child, you have to come out of it. Being a psychologist, I felt I'm dealing with it. I've consulted few teachers of mine. They're professors. They must be watching this episode, or they would be watching it later. I'm so thankful to my biggest inspiration, Gurdeep Dheer ma'am. She was HOD then in GCG Sector 11. I'm so proud that she always feels that I'm doing betterment, some good things better for the society, right? She always keeps messaging me, keeps inspiring me for good. And I always feel that there is more to talking about certain taboos. So when I attended this Break the Taboos event, I was a guest of honor, and I felt that, oh my God, for the very first time, I'm going to talk about my divorce battle, but it was against an army officer. So many people snubbed me, don't talk about it, Gurleen, what are you doing? You don't know. So I said, excuse me, boss, I am doing what I know my heart and mind says for the youngsters and for the young girls who fall on the uniform. And they have to really realize that it is not necessary that an officer can be a good husband. There is no rule written. An IS officer can commit a crime. It could be any higher cadre officer who can, or politician, or corrupted people at the higher posts. They can commit a crime and they can just flee. So rules should be equal for everybody. What I really feel is, if you are educated, boss, by your parents, if you're a psychologist and you're studying human behavior, first of all, let's contribute something back to the nation. If you fear every step of what you are doing, then you're not living life. You are actually following what others are saying, and you are living for them. And the whole life will keep living for them. So, my dear viewers, thanks a lot, Gurdev Singh, for saying that Nishtha has said rightly that you should live life Gurleen's way. I'm pointing it out here. Why? Because I feel independence is not only that you have finances to earn and live and fulfill the basic necessities. With it, you need to have psychological freedom as well. Because when you don't have psychological freedom, you might have as much of wealth, but you would not have satisfaction, my dear friends. And that is one thing that people are looking for, even if they're having enough of wealth. They don't find peace. There are people who come to me, but they don't find peace with their relatives. They don't find peace with their friends. Maybe their friends are there for benefits, only for that time. They are also bought. They're there for that time period only. So I truly feel that this is not the way to live life. Life is do what makes you feel happy. So, on this note, what according to you is a true relationship? I mean, what according to you would be a joyful relationship? Though relationship and the joy word and happiness word is always relative. It is like it comes and it goes. So, what according to healthy relationship?
Gurleen, I use a word when I talk about relationship. It's play bold. I would like to tell you about this, this myth of mine, play bold. When I talk about play bold, P stands for passion. I feel when you are in a relationship, you need to have passion in two ways. Passion in about the relationship and your own passion. Then when we come to L, it is about loyalty. It's very important. And I don't say you need to drag yourself in a relationship if you're not willing to. But till you are there in a relationship and you're willingly in it, just be loyal. Let's be very true about it. And when it comes to A, it's affectionate. Be affectionate about yourself first, then about the partner. Because when you're affectionate about yourself, automatically you will have more of love that you can shower to other people. And then it's why. So this one is something what you were talking about. Just be young always. When you are young, get everything, man. You are young always. You can do things, you can
Exactly.
change things around. Just be young. That's my play version. And bold, when I talk about bold, only when you have the courage, the boldness to talk about everything that you feel, you will justify a relationship amazingly well. So I feel this
Exactly.
play bold version of mine is going to help a lot of viewers who are watching us today because we hide things. Let's play it bold.
Exactly. Shefali Arora has said great, and Nilima Mahol says, live the way your heart desires. Terence A. Asiti Basi says, do what makes you happy, Gurleen. Thanks a lot, my dear viewers. Your comments are making us feel so happy, so delighted that I'm sure that each one of you will carry a token of love from our side and a blessing that always is a return gift with Deep Talks. So, given a chance, apart from writing, what would be something that would be another area of your living life a passionate way, Nishtha? If it was not writing, what would that other passion be, according to you?
So I'll say that is working in my mind parallelly these days, every day. When I see people like Seema Anand, Gurleen talking about things that we usually don't talk, I want to jump into this speaker pool. I feel a lot of things around me which are not conversed always. A few topics, taboo topics that I would just like to talk about is one is that might be, off of our love and relationship section, but then it is about families, perception towards a family, way you feel about your families and people around us, the four neighbors that are always going to be in your mind. What are they going to talk about you? So I really want to be a speaker who can talk about everything that is there in anyone's mind. In my face, I want to reflect a lot of people who want to share their stories, share their feelings, but don't get that courage. So, Gurleen, I really want to be a speaker who talks about everything that's happening around the world. So, after this writing, I want to take this parallelly with me. I don't know how much of criticism I'm going to get for this. Of course, I'm ready for it because, you talk something, people will, criticize you. But then you have to be the way you are.
That's the way life is. I totally agree that I never knew that I had it in me. I was an introvert, my dear viewers, till 2008. I still remember that one of my great teachers, she told me, Gurleen, in class of 60 girls, she told me, if you're not going to present this, then you are going to get a punishment. Go out and stand outside. And that was in my master's. No, it was in my bachelor's of psychology when I was specializing in a subject, right? So, and she is the owner of Hotel Aroma. Ritinder Kohli, ma'am, if you're watching this or if you watch this episode, you are the one who has made me who I am today. A bigger critic of mine who told me that you go and this is the punishment. So I went back home and I started reading a book in front of the mirror. And that's how I actually opened up, my dear viewers. This is the very first time I'm sharing with you all that this is something that I picked up then and I always had it. Maybe because of my mother's depression or the ups and downs, my father being flying in the Air Force here and there, we two daughters, always felt that we had all the talent, but it needed an opportunity. So that opportunity was always there, but it was somewhere dormant. Apart from that, when that happened, that gave me a push. And since then, there's been no looking back. I felt that every stage I went, people were showering their appreciation. Oh my God, she is a great orator. We need to grab the opportunity to bring her somewhere. So now, these days, when the international people who are internationally training people for speaking and instilling confidence in souls, I often hear from them that Gurleen, you're a powerful speaker. So I today got an opportunity after this show to be in a boot camp of Gary Barnes and Michelle Maras episode where they're going live after this show and they're requesting me to be there. So I feel that these are the souls who are actually so very well connected to me. And then there is a connection with the foreign people that they would love to come on this show and speak about love relations, whether it is, Michael Bridgman, he is coming, Thank You Media, he owns it. And it is wonderful to see souls who have worked with Fox channels and all that, CNBC, and all these people who are actually dying to be on Deep Talks because there is something more to talk. We all have something to talk. So Greshma Anthony Manohar has joined us, and she says it requires courage to be different than that you both have. Thanks a lot, Greshma Anthony Manohar, for saying that. Terence has said, sure, you shall make it, Nishtha, passion drives. So the comments people are sharing are appreciated, and we all love you. So, Nishtha, there is often said that there is jealousy in a woman basically more than the males, the counterparts. I feel a woman being jealous of another woman, I don't take it in a negative way, I take it in a positive way. But what is your take on the women? Should they really learn a lesson or two before even being jealous or envious of the other lady? Because I totally feel that the nation will be more powerful, not in the slogans, but in actions. What is your take on it?
I would say, it is very important to be jealous always, because once you get this jealousy feeling right, you're going to grow yourself. You're going to groom yourself. It might be in any aspect. So if I'm not looking beautiful today in a party, and if anyone else is taking the stage, I would make sure next time I do it, right? That jealousy in women is really helpful, Gureen. If boys, if men's, they don't have this, they're satisfied. They're sitting on the couches casually. We are good as we are. But we women's, right? We hold this world. We have that passion, jealous. We want to grow ourselves. We want to groom ourselves. So I would say I feel jealous of a lot of women around me, but then it is in a positive way. I like them, I admire them, and I make sure that I at least take a pinch of. I really feel that it is very good to be jealous around, improve yourself, and make yourself like them. So, pinch of jealousy from everyone you meet is going to make you a full combo pack. So every woman who is watching this, just be jealous, take a pinch, you will be a combo pack.
Oh, wonderful. I just love this. So claps for this. Because, there is this element of jealousy cropping in when a woman likes another person's partner. I mean, that gives you a kind of a high feeling. Oh my God, my partner is being liked by another woman as well. So if I would have had a man in my life, or I will be having, or the one who is in the current scenario, a secret. So I would always love him to be around females because that's the power you hold. That shows that how much he can handle the woman and how much caring he could be for you. So there is no insecurity, my dear friends, if your so-called boyfriend or your so-called the person who is in relationship with you is actually approaching another female for a conversation or for anything. For that matter, when you know that he will come back to you, you have to have that confidence, my dear viewers. So build in that confidence, look into your own self where you can rectify your mistakes and bring that sensuality, that spark in your relation so that it never falls down. So, Nishtha, what will be the 5 strengths of being in love? Have you ever been in love, by the way? I've never asked you.
So my case would say, I believe that it is good to have it one-sided. Because, I don't want anyone else to put extra efforts to love me. So I'm happy that I have the feeling in myself. And, Gurleen, I really enjoy it. I don't want the other person to love me back. I feel very good that I am in love. I am enjoying everything that he's doing or I'm doing myself. So it's really not important that you influence your feelings, you filter them on the, reactions of other person. 5 things that you were talking about. So I would say the first thing is, again, I always shout it loud to everyone, love yourself. It's very important to be happy in a relationship. Second thing I would say is on the serious note is, when you are in love or when you are into a relationship, it's important to understand that what expectations you have from yourself, and then analyze what is expected from the other person. Once
Very
you
right.
fulfill your expectations for yourself as well as for the other person, then I feel you can expect from the other person. So,
Very right.
Gulleen, we all are individuals with a lot of things beneath us, inside us, and I would say we all hide few things. We don't talk things boldly to our partners all the time, but then it's
Exactly.
important to make sure that what things are to be shared gradually. It's important, as you were saying, it is important to be open like a book to your partner. So I feel gradually take slow steps, gradual steps, but share everything that you have in yourself. Trust me, guys, you'll excel in that relationship. Though I am not experienced, but still I can say everything that I've seen around me tells me that people only lose in a relationship when they don't understand and find what they want from the relationship. So it is very important
I
to
will
have a
have to,
definition.
I'll have to add in here that I have been clear all my life, being an honest woman, it takes a lot of struggles to remain out of the fake relationships because I'm a clear heart, clear soul. So when I walk the path of truth or when I wear the crown of truth, it's not easy. My dear viewers, it's not easy to be truthful in this manipulative world. But I'm sure there, the man who is right now with me or the man who would be there in the future, whether he's the same person or somebody else, I feel there has to be that kind of transparency that makes you feel wanted, that actually defines who you are and the person who loves the way you are. I mean, when you actually are at ease with that person, is the time to rethink. Even if, my dear friends, even if you're committed and in a relationship, you have stress in your mind that you have to fulfill certain commitments and responsibilities. Take a second thought about it, because the moment you feel that stress is increasing, the relationship is not meant for you. I mean, when you are in a relationship, if commitments, responsibilities, changes of your own behavior and adjustments are too much, then that is not going to work, my dear viewers, because I feel happy in stating when you are actually undergoing a lot of failures in relationships, that person would be knowing where the happiness actually is in a relationship, how to strike a balance. So when people actually date around and they actually meet many people, they come to know where they would want that comfort. So when you say that you click at one angle, that actually is a relationship, my dear friends. When you actually click, you try to enhance it by putting in efforts daily in a relationship, because relationship is not a dish that you can just have it in a gulp and relish it just for that particular moment. It is something that carries on and you have to experiment putting in so much of efforts every single day. But yes, I would have to say one thing very rightly, that there are relationships that are effortless. When you are in a relationship, when you feel that you are effortlessly in it without, doing a lot of things, and the person is comfortable, both the partners are comfortable, then I think that is a perfect and healthy relationship according to me. Like, I would love to talk everything from having a body ailment to having a headache to having drinks to having a lust for sex or having something or the other to my person who is there in my life. I would love to eat his gray cells. I am sure that he would have one. So, so the ones who are watching this episode, it's a lot of fun and steaming conversations, and there I'm opening my heart out because it's Nishtha who's actually taught me something that, yeah, she is a fan of mine, and I feel that if I did not open up then why should I not open up now? Because it's a time, high time, when I've hit the international countries speaking about all these topics, then I can boldly talk about these things. So, Nishtha, very wonderfully said. So, any other area that you've left of strength in love that you wanted to speak, and I just made a cut in there?
I would just like to tell you one more thing, Gurleen. Ending, I mean, this is what I always wanted to talk sometime. People ask me, what do you want in a relationship? I mean, in the characteristics of a person that you want to have in your life. So I would say, my mother asks me this often. What do you want in a man? It is not like I have specific things written on my diary. I want a person who's settled well, who is a writer. No. There's only one thing that I want. I want him to be he. He just needs to be the way he is. And also, I want a permission to be my way. I don't want to change at all. I may change because I want to change, but I don't want to change if he wants me to change. So this is little
Wonderful.
simple and little difficult. But this is how it is.
Yeah.
I don't want him to change a little for me. Just be the way you are. Because, Gurleen, then when filters go out and the original face comes, it ruins everything around. So I feel it is
Exactly.
very be the way you are. I'll be the way I am. Then, of course, if we meet together, we have that compatibility and we enjoy ourselves and each other, we'll be successful in a relationship. So, this is what I want to tell everyone who's watching out here. Be yourself, let the other person be also his way, and then people enjoy the relationship.
Be a butterfly. I always feel that there's so many butterflies up in my office, I always see them and I feel so colorful and vibrant. I mean, the man who has to be in my life by now knows that I love cup of teas and coffees, and I actually would actually love cushions and interiors, aesthetic sense. So if you have to take me out, anyone, my friends watching this episode, if you have to take me out, you have to look into the areas of cleanliness because I am a neatness freak. So the man in my life would obviously, if he watches this episode, or the ones who are already there, my friends, they all know me very well, what I really like. And yes, for the very fact that you have mentioned these points, I believe strength of love and strength of being in love in a relationship is actually powerful. You feel that you are in the power when you actually being wanted by people. There are relationships where the souls have lost the attention of being wanted. And that is the big game, my dear friends, that when you have attained an excellence of 25 years, 36 years of married life, or 45 years of married life, you see some couples, they are still holding hands and giving hugs and caring for each other, but some souls still whine for attention. Oh my God, I have often heard my mother saying, your father doesn't listen. No, this is, I should have not married a pilot at all. I'm sure that my mom, if she watches this episode, she will be full of humor and fun. I always kept saying that, all the years have passed by, that you always wanted to divorce my father. I got divorced and you still are together. So you're made to be together. So, this is fun because my father, he's a very patient person. I adore him. I adore that quality of his, that whenever some things happen, he's always calm, he's always composed, and he takes a practical decision. So at the same hand, one has to realize that in a relationship, if I'm talking about my parents, if I'm talking about my own divorce battle, if I'm talking about relationships at that angle, when I've had my breakups and I'm going to be writing about it, or the one in my life right now, I would feel that there's enough of love in it, that you have to actually unconditionally give and not expect. So my dear viewers, in any relationship, if you actually give from your heart and do not expect conditions coming out, that okay, if you do this, only then I will do that, or if you meet me, only then I will meet you, or if you wear a sari, only then I will kiss you. So please do not put conditions, because I'm adding some humor that the viewers who are watching us, they stay tuned. And also, this is something which is very real. Men put conditions and women also agree to the conditions and they get subjugated, and it's a vice versa. It is like these days marriages have become conditions. There are more of contractual marriages happening, there are more of the properties getting married to properties. So what's your take
Yeah.
on such kind of a scenario which you also must be witnessing around your vicinity? I'm sure that you are from Bhopal, right? So you must be also witnessing the same cultural trends, like, oh my God, before getting married, how much property does the man has? How much property does the woman has? Let's marry, without even checking the status, without even checking the status of mind, the behavior, everything, and they end up ruining their lives. And not only their lives, family lives also. So what's your take
I
on
would
it?
Yeah, I would say, why this happens is because we don't think our mind out. It is not like we all are educated, right? We all can think ourselves. But what we do is we listen to people around us. four people standing around us, get married to this person. He's having good money. He's going to give you a good house. He's handsome. He'll give you good kids. So these things get up into our mind and we think, okay, if all things come together to be good, I shall do this. Forgetting about using your own brain. Are you just going to get married to someone because he looks good and he'll give you good kids? Or you're going to get married to someone because he's having a lavish house you always wanted to have? Are you really serious? You're going to stay in a relationship for this cause? The long term vision actually is not there. So I think you need to use your own brain. 10 people will always advise you 10 different things. I don't deny that you should not listen to them. Listen to them, but do what you actually feel is right. Will you be able to
Exactly.
breathe in a relationship wherein it is just we are together to have this big house? Will you be able to stay in it? If you feel so, go ahead, man. But I'm sure me and Gurleen, we can't sustain in such a relationship.
Oh my
We
God,
want
I can
to.
never stay. I would love to have a powerful, a naughty man by my side who's always up there with something or the other. I quite admire 50 Shades of Grey, a movie, romantic thriller, that novel and all that stuff. I would love him to come out with certain surprises. I am actually very,
Absolutely.
very free to state that on this deep talks because I feel, yes, apart from that, when it comes to work, I would want that to be serious and I would want someone to guide me, advise me, to make me evolve in what I'm doing. And that would be something terrific. For me, even in the mornings or in the evenings, if he offers me a cup of tea or coffee, that is enough. But yes, I would definitely get married to somebody who offers me a cook. I, I cannot live the rest of my life in the kitchen cooking and laying dishes because I've done enough of it in the previous marriage. So I would want luxury to be there, yes. But something that actually the idea behind it is that actually when you are sitting and having lunch or dinner, actually you're talking, and you actually get that time because these days your work schedules and your everything is set up accordingly. And when you're actually getting that comfort, why not have it? There are some people who
Right.
do not agree with me on that angle, but I feel you should know cooking that you can muster up something for yourself. But then, if you have your individual choices, why would not you grab the opportunity to rather be your man on the table and you having food together? That's always been my
Right.
prerogative, and I feel that I am made for that. So I can't change about it. And then I look after myself. I always have saloon visits, appointments always done. So I spend about 5,000, 6,000 on my saloon, which is a regular thing in a month. I always feel looking after your own self is very important. So I have a date fixed in the calendar for my own self that if I have to go, I have to go. Apart from all that work, what I do in the house and everything, I feel apart from the shows that I hold, I feel my man has to drop me to the saloon and pick me up from the saloon. That could be one thing that could make me happy. That's me. That's completely me. There are no changes about it. And yes, I don't mind people gifting me saloon packages. Okay, you can go. Like that's what I would love to do. Not overdo it, but yes, maintain myself. I mean, at the least you can do for your own body is eat well, stay mentally fit and physically fit also. Mentally sound, physically fit. So, a message to the viewers, Nishta, the ones who are watching us, you would love to state something to the viewers who actually, or you had something in mind before coming to on this show to say to the viewers that today, finally, I've met Miss Gurleen, and I would say this. So, anything coming on your mind?
I would say, my you've already taken my last sentence I kept in my safe. So, but I'm not lacking words. One thing that I would say was, Gurleen, I was very excited to talk about this topic because people who know me really know this that I don't talk about this ever. I am away from this track. I
Oh
talk a
my
lot
God!
about
Wow!
things
Let
that
me give
I
you
know.
flying kisses. Mm.
That really means a lot to
Wonderful.
me. So I never used to talk about it. But, since a month, I was waiting to come here and tell people that, okay, if I
Me
don't
too.
talk about it, it's not like that I don't feel for things. I have a lot of feelings inside me. And this is the raw way that I've shared it with you. I would say Gurleen is a person, anyone who is listening to us should really know this. She's a person who can really inspire you to love yourself. That's the key to stay happy, smile always. So, Gulleen, thank you so much. Thanks, big thanks to make me feel and keep me, motivated to keep loving myself. And trust me, after meeting you, after, having words with you, talks with you, I've started doing things that make me happy. I really don't feel like I'm wasting some times even on my Sundays, but then I do things because I love them and I want to do them forever in my life. It was really nice to talk to you.
That is so wonderful. It's so amazing. I'm sure Sigmund Freud's book is kept behind me. He must be happy seeing this because I'm a psychologist. So, father of psychoanalysis, psychoanalytics. He talked about love, sex, sensuality, why men lie and women cry always. There's a book behind me. So there are many things we can talk about, but this conversation is so nice and so happening because this is the very first time I'm chilled out. Chilled out that I had no questions to just go with the flow and with the time, because there's so many things happening in a day that I feel like talking to, and specifically with the ones who have been waiting for so long. And apart from that, your excitement, and one thing, viewers, I have to mention that this lady kept me going because she was asking me time and again, when is that date approaching to come on Deep Talk? She made beautiful flyers, and I am so stunned and astonished that someone actually can love me so much. I have no words left that how I receive love from people, and how even a lady can actually bestow so much of blessings and can appreciate another woman. My dear friends, this is a strong point here which we want to convey. Before leaving this episode, I would love to ask you, and you are going to be amazed at the question which I had kept at the last, but not the least. What are you looking in for in the future in your man? There comes a big laughter. So, my dear viewers, wait for the answer because she is going to throw in something, and that smile of hers is captivating many souls who are watching this. So, what is it?
Gurleen, I go blank when this question comes because I don't have any answer in my brain. I always think about myself, Mister, what do you want in your partner? Why you are not able to find the right partner in your life? What's wrong with you, man? Then the answer that I get is, this is because, I have a lot of things around me and I talk a lot about everything that happens around me. Probably I want a partner who talks on the same frequency. Our wavelength should really match, that we talk everything and anything. I really don't want to get dressed up to, make him feel that I'm looking good. I just want to be casual all the time. I just want, like, if when I in the morning when I get up, even I'm looking the worst of my face, he needs to love me back. I love you back again, that
I
same.
like that point. I totally in love with that point, my dear viewers. Even if your hair is bad, even if you have crooked teeth like me somewhere, I never had braces, so I couldn't get the opportunity of undergoing that treatment. I feel the one who likes me has to like me the way I am. So yes, carry on. You were adding something. The viewers, please keep watching. Nishtha Srivastava is talking about the characteristics she's looking in for her future partner.
I'll add more things. So I am a person who doesn't always appreciate things that I admire in my family members. I really respect them. I really motivate them to do things. But then I am a little of critics person. I'll tell you what's wrong in you. So I really want a partner who doesn't takes it wrong that I'm always a criticizer. You don't cook good. You're not looking good today. You're not wearing what you are at the best. You're not working that hard. I want a partner who understands that Nishtha is a person who will tell you the low lights to make sure that you have that highlights in your profile. And I also want someone who really reads everything that I write, who really hears everything that I talk and tells me, Nishtha, you were wrong here. Just correct this up. Because trust me, people who are the closest to you will be the best well-wishers to tell you what's wrong in you. And that's how you can improve yourself, shine brighter. This is one thing I really want. And one thing that might sound really, weird to you is, when I imagine marriage, I don't see a kitchen where I am cooking alone. I really want my partner to stand beside, chop the vegetables, help me a little in cooking. I'm not going to do it myself. So I really want a partner who's more of a friend to me. Let's be very open. Let's be very together. And I don't want to be a wife. I want to be a friend.
Wonderful, wonderful. I started crying because this is the answer I was looking for from someone from the heart. I mean, I have never laughed on Deep Talks so much as on this episode, because I truly feel that, uh, there has to be role reversals. Terence is saying thanks to both of us for the motivation. Nilima Mahal is a fantastic soul. Up next is her only, so she's watching every single episode, and I cannot thank her enough. I need to thank all the souls who have actually connected to us. And on the laughter note, I think Deep Talks is going to get marital fix up talks wherein I would be actually selecting partners. Let's take this. Okay, Nilima Mahal or anyone who's not, single, the single ones, the married ones still looking in for friendship somewhere. I need to tick in, okay, bracket done. Okay, cross is not happening. So that show also might start next, I believe, because this Deep Talks, I believe, is in for the longer run. I don't want to end this show anyhow because I think there are many
I
souls
have
on
one
this
thing to
planet.
say. I have
Yeah,
one thing to say. Celine, when
yeah.
I was coming here, I knew it was a hectic day for you, for me too, but mine was okay. It is a 9 to 7 job. It was hectic for you, and I wanted to pamper you by a very beautiful conversation, very good conversation. Like when we go to bed after this, we both smile and cherish the moments that we shared today. So I really feel I've tried my best, and I hope you will agree.
Oh my God, this episode was fantastic with the favorite color that I've donned in. I think I love aqua colors. So I actually selected this. I said, okay, Nishta is coming in today. She has put in so much of effort since last 1 month, boss. I think even my partner or my so-called, husband did not do that much. I believe that somewhere the soul connects, and somewhere, if your feelings are true, then one has to totally agree that the love is unconditional, and you have so much of love for me. I cannot help that, both of us having busy schedules, we are managing a great conversation. I'm sure the viewers who have watched us, the ones who will watch us later, will keep sharing this so that it grows to a larger network and people watch it and they have fun, they burst out in laughters, or maybe some feel emotional, but at least they have someone to fall back on, and it is none other than Gurleen Khokar, mental health wellness expert. Time and again, I can instill that courage, that confidence, that lost hope in you that you are looking for. My dear friends, if you feel that you are jealous, then you still feel that this show is still going to be there running for times to come. And I want you all to also let me know if anyone wants to come on my show. You can actually drop in a query at gurleenkhokar@gmail.com, because that's very important. People should come to my show and they should actually refer this Deep Talk show to others as well, because there is no harm in casual conversations on love, desires, lust, sex, and much more about relationships. So thanks a lot, Nishta, for joining me. This was fantastic episode, and I am actually very happy. I'll be sleeping so nicely. I mean, all the stress that I had with my workload, I'm sure it is going to just fade away, because this was one episode wherein I really felt that it was terrific, and the audience also commented in like anything. Terence, Nilima, everybody who joined us, and the ones who are watching us but they have not commented, Gurdev Singh. I mean, I feel that, see here, the result is already there, and I'm sure love is going to be there in your life, and the partner, whoever walks in your life, has to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and you both have to invite me. Don't forget, I am already inviting myself beforehand. So whenever you get married, I will definitely visit Bhopal. I haven't visited so far,
You
but
have
even if,
to.
yeah, even if you are in that kind of a phase where we get an opportunity, I'll definitely fly to Bhopal and I'll visit you, because I would love to be around someone who's also positive and just like me. So thanks a lot. Good night, my dear viewers. For you, it's a good night. For me, it's a work schedule mode on. So, but watch out for the next speaker on Deep Talks, because this isn't ending here. It's just a beginning. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.